Hey guys, it's Chris here from Chris's Creative Life, and I design workshops that help you create beautiful projects from start to finish with easy to follow guides. And finally, my paper pumpkin has arrived. So it's a little bit late. I'm not really sure what happened, but look at this fun little box. It kind of reminds me of like a gingerbread house color. So I'm going to assemble one set of the October cards. The October kit is called Cozy Christmas. And right before I went live, I was at the grocery store. And what are those things that you see in the grocery store that make you start to think of the holiday season? So I walked past this display and it had like the Christmas Oreos and then like the Christmas crackers, you know, the ones that they press into. Hey, um, the ones that they press into like the snowflake shapes and stuff, like the Ritz crackers that are Charisse is on. But so I'm getting distracted by people popping on. But you know, like those fun things that you totally associate with the holiday season. And those crackers and the Oreo cookies, I think, are two things that I kind of feel like, oh, we're entering the holiday season. And then I actually looked at my calendar and it's only the 21st of October today. And so I thought, we haven't even had Halloween, but we've got Christmas Oreos out. So I guess that's like the whole thing, like when they bring the snowsuits into Costco in August. So I'm thinking that must have something to do with it. But I'm going to assemble a set of cards from the October paper pumpkin. So I'm going to add my desk in here. Don't worry, I'm going to keep on yammering through the whole thing. Tell you all sorts of fun things that are happening and all those things. Here we go. Okay. Look at this big mess on my desk I got right now. Okay. So let's get organized, Chris, here. So this is our box. I've literally just taken the plastic off. I have done nothing else. And I checked out the color of the ink spot so I knew what size, what color ink to grab. But so this is the order of paper pumpkin for the last 3 months of the year. So they kind of section it off by quarters. So this is the fourth quarter. So October is Cozy Christmas. November is Wrapped in Cheer, and then December is Watercolor in Bloom. So, but I wanted to show you, I got, as a Paper Pumpkin subscriber, right, they create a little die set that coordinates with each quarter. The last one was super cute. It had like the circle, and the word was hello, but oh, it's not on the other side of this. Let's put away. But so this is the one that coordinates with this quarter. And if you are paper pumpkin subscriber and interested in the die set, it's called Abundant Joy and it's 167855. And you can find it in like the refill kits or I think it also says like extra products or something along that lines. But so there's two little ones here that like would be greenery. There's a little flower. There's a little, you know, it almost looks like a dandelion, but it's not. But it could be like the little inside of a flower. This joy is really pretty with the stitching in the middle. And then there's a tag, which is always super helpful in the holiday season. And at this point, I'm just going to remind anybody that is a Paper Pumpkin subscriber with me, I've teamed together with a group of demonstrators and we put out a alternative project PDF every month, and you get it the following month. So this is like the September one, and they're just very usable extra ideas for your paper pumpkin. You could also translate them into other card kits that you have. So if you subscribe to Paper Pumpkin under me, you can expect it in your inbox the first couple of days of the next month. It just kind of depends. Okay, but let's get to work here as I have yammered on for a few moments. So there's red tissue paper for this month's Paper Pumpkin. And like I said, it comes in this super cute box. that totally reminds me of a gingerbread house. And I have not even opened it yet. I've seen a few like sneak peeks online, etc. But as I will have to create my alternative idea in the next couple of days. Like I say to you guys about everything, I always find it super helpful to play with a new product before you start to recreate with it. So that whenever I'm creating a workshop or a class, right, I always find it the best way for me to start personally is to play with it a little bit so that I get like the feel for it. And then I can figure out like other ways to play with it from there. So there's the adhesive, right? There's dots and dimensionals. These are very pretty. They are adhesive backed sequins. There is tearing tape. Oh, these envelopes are very pretty. So they're all the same, yeah. So they have this fun little texture look on the bottom, and then they look like those little snowflake stamps. Very pretty. And then, ooh, these are pretty. You guys, they've got like a little red starburst in the background. And then there's this one that's green with the little, it almost looks like a tree. I wonder if it's supposed to go this way. See? That's why sometimes I think I should actually open these before I start talking. But then there's the labels. Oh, this is very pretty. Oh, and it's velvet, guys. So like the velvet paper, but it's on the joy. Oh, I like that. Okay, so then we've got some more pieces here. Some punch outs. These also have that velvet on them. Oh, that's cool. Okay, I like this. And then we have these textured bases. Oh, and there's green ones too. Okay. So, see, that's why I should look at things. And then more left. Oh, these are pretty. Okay. Let's get organized here. So here is the front. Oh, they are pretty. Okay, so here's what our stamp set looks like. So, Cozy Christmas stamp set. Merry Christmas to the world. Deck the halls. There's the fun little coordinating little stamps, like the star, right? And this is like the snowflake background, and then joy. It's so much better than trying to see like this clear stamp. The coordinating ink spot is pecan pie. I will use my big one today just because I find it easier. The coordinating colors are basic beige, cherry cobbler, garden green, pecan pie, and real red. And here's like a look at that die cut again. Okay, let's get ourselves organized. So I always go to this back page first, right? And I'm gonna do one of every card. So this one, okay, so this is the background for number 2. Now look at that. Well, I stayed sitting down for a whole like 5 minutes, I think. Okay, so let's make myself some piles here. That is super cool though, guys. I like the little flocking on those pieces. Okay, so let me get myself organized and non-discombobulated anymore. Okay, so we have a red background for number 1, and then this basic beige background for number 2, and then the green background for number 3. Okay. Then the little stars, one of those goes there. And one of these is for number 3. And one of these is for number 1. See, I can really get on track very quickly too. So then we have the joy, and these are not flocked. They're just like the cherry cobbler color. So we need a J, an O, and a Y. This little holly piece is for card number 3. And I know I say it every single time, but I love the fact that they are sturdy, and like the die cut pieces are sturdy enough that they stay in there and they don't typically fall out, but they don't, like you don't rip them pulling them out. Okay, so then we have this piece, and we need all 3 pieces of the tree for up here. And we've got 1 branch there. Okay, and these are the same, right? So we need 2 of those. Okay, so that piece is all done. Then I have an ornament here. And the little red star for the top of the tree there. Okay, those are all the green ones. Then we need a joy for card number 2. And really, even though you see me being semi-disorganized, once you're organized, they actually come together very quickly. Okay, so, and this is pretty, right? It's got that velvet in the middle. So I'm assuming we're going to put those 2 pieces together. Okay, so what am I missing here? The labels. Of course, they're at the bottom of my pile. And normally, right, if I was going to do these all together, I would punch them all out and put them in the piles and just like go through them the 3 times for each card. And it makes it much faster than doing it this way. Okay, so we're going to do Merry Christmas up here. And then a little square one down here for the bottom. And I love the fact that you always have extra in case you make a stamping error. Not that I would ever have done that, potentially myself. No, I have used the extra ones lots of times. So don't be afraid to use your extra ones. Okay, so we'll go 3, 2, and 1. There we go. Okay, so this one is Merry Christmas. And I love the fact, too, that you can do these cards just from pictures. No need for words normally. Sometimes, totally, I'm going to admit, I get confused, but they are typically very easy to assemble just with the instructions, with the pictures. Okay, so I am going to fold my card. I'm also not going to use the tearing tape. I'm going to use Seal or Seal Plus just for speed, but you should know that you can use your tearing tape. Okay, so I'm also going to, though, test my stamp. And because this happens to be the piece of paper I have close, this is what we'll use. I always, and I do actually like that the stamp sets are pretty well, like you can use them relatively like right out of the packaging. Like I don't have to like scrub a huge finish off of it. I do always do it anyway, but it all stamps so nicely. Okay, so there we go. See, it will only fit absolutely in one direction, not upside down. And how fun is it that the labels are like built right to the right size? Let's turn on another light here. There we go. Merry Christmas. And I love the chunkiness of this font for stamping. It's always nice to have like a nice sentiment that's got some weight to it. I find that it stamps so well. Okay, so we are going to do some dimensionals and some glue dots on these Christmas tree pieces. And I love this. It's a little bit fun, a little bit different with the flocking on it. So I'm going to adhere this to my card base. Like I said, I'm going to cheat and use seal because I can. But you don't need to. So I'm just going to center it. There we go. Because I didn't want to put my pieces on and then try and have to put my adhesive on the back. So we are going to add our dimensionals. And I always break up my package. It just makes them come out a little bit easier. So on the little one, we have 2 and then a glue dot on the top. So that's so that we can make it have dimension, right, without doing very much. There is a dimensional on the star. So it'll just fit right here in the middle. And then the tall tree, they've got 2 on the outside. Like, how much easier could they make it than literally telling you where your adhesive goes? So, and then across the bottom here, 3 of them. And I do love glue dots, so we will do glue dots. And we're going to flip this over, and they've got 1 here, so the rest must lean over. So I can actually add some seal on there. And I could just add seal on my tree pieces, but we'll do the dots. Because I do, like I said, love a glue dot. So we can do 2 on this one. And 3 on this one. Okay. So I'm going to start at the bottom and work my way up the tree. This one is, it jumped back. It did not want to be disconnected from its glue dot. Okay, here we go. And I think I'm going to tell you that when I actually originally saw these cards, I assumed that this was stamped, but I love that they're like the velvet texture. So, always something fun and a little bit different. Okay, so there's our longest one. And then we'll do the middle one. And I just have like a little garbage beside me. Like just like a little jar-ish kind of thing. And so then this one will just fit in here, I'm assuming. And our last one. Ooh, now I'm like super excited to work on my alternate one for this card kit. So we do try and make it so you don't need like a ton of other supplies, but maybe more so just like another use for your kit. Okay, then our Merry Christmas, right about a little bit lower, I guess, right about there. And then our sequins. So like I said, I always try every month to put together one. If not like right on camera, then I kind of try and do a reel. Because you guys know, I always like to make the mistakes before everybody else. So I do have to say, I do like those red sequins. Okay, card number 1, down. Okay, let's move on to card number 2, which is the joy. Okay, and this is a whole bunch of those fun flocking pieces together. And, oh, we do stamp. Oh, this is neat too. So the joy, underneath it, you have this little space and it stamps joy to the world. Well, we're not stamping joy, we're stamping to the world. So here we go. I'm going to stamp it first. And everything should always fit on your paper pumpkin stamp. Oh, I'm going to test it first. So you get it with your first month. And this does not look straight, so we're going to fix that. So I'm just going to put it down. I think that when I put it on the block, I probably twisted it. There we go. That looks better. So everything should fit on your paper pumpkin stamp. Always stamp on your paper pumpkin block. Oh, and I love, so it just fits perfectly kind of into that space. And yeah, I was going to say, I bet we put a sequin on top of that poinsettia looking. So it looks like it's like hand stitched. I wish you guys could see this in real life because it is very pretty. Okay, so we are going to glue, I think, our letters together onto our joy. I think I have way too much glue on this letter, so we will just see what happens there. But you can use your tearing tape. Like I said, you don't need anything that is not already in the kit. And the O. And it just fits right on there. And the J. So you can see a little bit of the texture now, like the differences. Okay, so on the back of these pieces, we're going to add dimensionals. So one over here and one right here. And same with this one. And okay, so we can fold our base. And this is a landscape card, So we'll add this piece on next. Oh, I need dimensionals on here too. So there's also glue dots. So it must be the connection points where it goes over the greenery. One here. One down here. Here and here. And then let's add our glue dots. So there's one there. I don't think I did my dimensionals right. There's supposed to be one here. Oh no. There we go. Now it's like the picture. That's what I should always tell myself. Make it look like the picture. So our glue dot goes here. This one goes there. And this one goes there. And yes, so these dots are to adhere that greenery behind. So when we flip it over, we put one like this. Okay, so just touching my glue dot there. And then this one goes like this. So right, my glue dot's already exposed because I pulled the backing off. There we go. Super pretty. Okay, well, adhere this down. Making sure I've got my opening in the right direction. Because I'm sure we have all done that at one time or another. For sure I have. Put my card on upside down. So now all I need to do is take off my dimensionals. Okay. It's all like very sticky now that I've got everything exposed. So we should get this down quickly. Okay, and so the other thing I was just going to talk about today, because it's been announced that Stampin' Up's going to have free shipping for us here in Canada on orders over $100. And so don't forget that is happening in the next couple of days. So it's the 22nd to the 24th. So these are like my favorite kind of sequins, the kinds I don't have to add the glue dots to the back of. Not that it's actually a big deal, because it is easy enough to do. And I love, like, it even tells you right down to right how many sequins you need. So right on this card, there's 2 big ones and 3 small ones. So there we go. Like I said, I think that's super fun, the whole flocked thing. Or velvet. I don't know. I don't think that flocked is probably the right term. Because isn't that like when they spray the Christmas tree? I should know this because I actually worked display for years. The Christmas setup was like crazy, always. Okay. So now we're going to do Deck the Halls. Sorry, I need to take a sip of liquid. It used to be like when I was talking at the beginning, like about those, like how when you're in a store, do you know that it's the holiday season? Like I said, I just saw the crackers and the cookies. It used to be that you would also not decorate before Halloween or Remembrance Day. Now I think they also start decorating earlier than we used to. But, okay, so here are our pieces. We're going to do Deck the Halls first so that we can close up our ink pad so we don't have any accidents. Pretty. This is a very lovely stamp set, I have to say. Okay. We've got the ink pad closed. I feel a little bit better. Okay, so we're going to fold our card base. And they do have the little pieces pointing upwards. So then I'm going to adhere this piece. Okay, so now we're going to adhere this piece to this piece. And look at me, like not even really even looking at the pictures like I should be. But I'm going to cheat and use a little bit of glue because I can. Okay, and then so this is the bottom of the ornament. So I'm just attaching these 2 pieces together. I'm not really sure why I'm doing it up in the air. There we go. We'll put dimensionals on the back of this, dimensionals on the back of this. There we go. Sorry, I thought I saw a comment flash across the screen, so I was looking up to see if I could read it, but it wasn't. So don't forget to also, if you comment, sometimes it's super delayed. So I think we do dimensional on this side and flat adhesive on this side. So, and whoever watched the Halloween banner last week, I have to tell you, we are going to turn it into a scrapbooking page. We're going to turn it into a double page spread. We're going to add some more banners to it. And I think it's going to be very cute. Okay, so this piece, we are going to attach these 2 together because then we'll be able to tell how low, right, you put the piece. So remember, this little piece is at the bottom there. And we'll put this over the top because this is like the ornament topper. So now we can tell how tall it is, right? And we know how low to go on the actual card. I think I need to just straighten it out just a little bit though. So there we go. Too funny. Okay, so now I've got this piece stuck to me. So it wants to be adhered to the card apparently. This is like a comedy of errors today. I'm just kidding. I've actually done pretty good. I haven't made any sort of like catastrophic missteps on assembling. So, okay, so the last thing is we have 3 sequins to add to this one. So if you guys, so 1 large and 2 small. If you guys ever have any questions, feel free to ask. I'm happy to come back and answer them. I do come back and check every once in a while. But like I said, just know that there is like a, for sure, a lag. So I really like those. They turned out really cute. And I think that that velvet coating is really neat. I did not expect that at all. So there we go. Card number 1 and card number 2 and card number 3. Now I'm excited to go and work on my whatever my alternate version is going to be for this month. But it's always good. My brain cells start to fire when I play with it a little bit. So, like I said, they're not like crazy complicated alternate versions. They're very usable, simple, but pretty alternate versions. So that's what I've got for you guys today. I'll talk to you later. Like I said, if you have any questions, feel free to ask and drop them below, and I'll come back and answer them as soon as possible. Have a great day, guys. We'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.